I see that there are many rumors circling about of Sam Raimi directing the new Avengers Secret Wars film. And these are just my thoughts on the matter. Sam Raimi is a very good director. You know, he's one of my all-time favorite greats. He's one of the reasons I got into this movie industry. Um, Sam has directed the Evil Dead franchise, was his first trilogy. He's directed the Spider-Man franchise, which was really what brought comic book movies onto such a huge scale. And what he's like the godfather of the comic book movies of what we see now, from the DC movies to the Avengers to basically all these comic book movies being a part of our everyday life. And that that we've got tired of them. That's how big they are. Like, we see everywhere you go. There's no way you can't see a comic book movie. It's on a channel. There's not a way. There's no way that you can't see a comic book movie. And yeah, um, I think that he would be a great choice to direct the Secret Wars film, as he also directed another multiverse film, which is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. If given the chance to actually get more hands on with this film, like actually be given scripts of previous movies, or basically anything that has to do, or anything that could affect this Secret Wars film, that would actually help. That could actually help him to make a better Secret Wars film. Um, uh, as far as other candidates are concerned, my personal favorite would have been John Watts, as he's directed. He's also another Spider-Man director, and he's directed um um yeah, Spider-Man films, which the last one was also very much a multiverse movie, even though that was more from the Sony multiverse films than it was from the Marvel MCU multiverse of films. Those featured films like Andrew Garfield from The Amazing Spider-Man and his bad guys, or his antagonists from those movies, and it also featured Tobey Maguire from the Sam Raimi, movies, which featured his bad guys as well, and it really worked well, and it also featured Doctor Strange, which I don't know. It's kind of a toss up in the air for me between these two directors, between John Watts and Sam Raimi, of who could actually do a better film. But I don't know, man. I feel kind of either one, with either director, you might just get a really good film on your hands. Um, I do think that there's also another candidate to direct, which would be um the guy who directed Shang-Chi. I really just forget his name. Let me just check that out. Um who directed Shang-Chi? The director of Shang-Chi. He was also actually slated to become the director of this. Um I thought he was already confirmed to have been the director of this Secret Wars film. I don't know why they've been tossing around. Actually, I do know why they've been going. There've been so many doubts around this, because um the many the many controversies that surround this whole thing, the failure of Ant-Man and the Quantumania, also led to this film being such a failure. And yeah, I actually cannot wait to see who directs this film. Um, Personally, I'd like to see Jonathan Majors come back as Kang. And even if he doesn't come back as King, I think the character has, in the comics, he has a very good arc. Like, his story arc is so good, so complex, so emotional. I think that it would be a very great film if they could actually make, even if it's just one big film. I know it was intended to be two big films and introduce Doctor Strange at the end of that, but I think this would be a very good film on his behalf.